Hi there. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit. So if you are watching this part of the video, you're probably catching the replay. So glad you're here, replay crew. Thank you for watching. And I'm hoping that Facebook will send out a couple notifications and I'll have some friends hop on live with me. We'll wait just a moment. And while we wait, I'll let you know that I have Dale in the craft room with me today. He is waving, and then we also have Oliver the crafty pup. So they're here, I think, just more for moral support today. This is a pretty simple little card that we'll be creating. But hope you guys are having a good day. It's hot here in Texas, like super hot. And that's the forecast for the foreseeable future is super hot. So we're just trying to stay cool, get some stuff done. It's just kind of been a little bit of a lazy summer, hasn't it, Dee?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done a lot. But we're going to have a good morning and make a cute card with you. I don't see anybody hopping in just yet, but I know that everyone will come, so we'll go ahead and get started. Yep, there's somebody. There's a friend here with us. Hope you'll say hello and just let me know if the comments are working. Let us know where you're watching from. Glad to have you here. And I know several are working, but usually just pop in right quick and say hi. So just glad to have everybody here with us. So today we're going to talk a little bit about inspiration, because I had a couple of different things that inspired me to make the project that we are creating today. So I've got a really simple little card with the Hello Ladybug, stamp and punch. And I was inspired by a couple of different things to create this card. So I think all of us have some issues from time to time where we just don't feel creative, or it takes a little bit to really get the creativity going. So it is okay to use the catalog as inspiration, sketches like we did last week, just anything in nature that inspires you. What else can inspire you, Dee? Color?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything that you
might want to accent or embellishment.
Oh, true. You might want to start with the embellishment that you want to use. A lot of times I start with a stamp, or this time it was a technique that inspired me. So one of the things, two different things inspired this card. So last week, we had a stamp sale, and I wanted to go page by page through the catalog and look at the stamps so I did not miss anything that I wanted when I placed my order. So as I traveled through the catalog, I came across this ladybug, and this is one of those that you can either keep it simple or you can step it up. So I really like it when Stampin' Up! Shows this, or sometimes when we go to Stampin' Up! Events, this is what they'll do. They'll show us a simple card for a beginner, and then kind of a medium card for an, what do they call it?
Avid.
I thought the Avid was the last one. Anyway, like a beginner, an intermediate, and then a more avid card. So very simple, but still cute. And then you step it up just a little bit, and then you really step it up to make it a wow. So I'll bring that a little closer so you can see the wings on the ladybug are colored. Those are not stamped, but they are colored. And if you look closely, you'll see that that's the Vellum basics that are used to make the wings of the ladybug. So I thought the card was super cute. I hadn't pulled out my Hello Ladybug stamp and Ladybug punch in a while, and that just kind of inspired me to do that. And then we've been working on the Pizza Bingo and pulled out this black and white gingham ribbon. So that, of course, had to come to the party as well. And I just had a little scrap of Lemon Lime Twist designer series paper, the white and lemon lime twist. So it just kind of all came together using up some supplies that I'd had on my table, and used recently. But the other thing that inspired me, I think I've told you, Cheryl and I attended an event that Stampin' Up! Hosted called Creativity Now, and that was back in June. And in that, there was a demonstrator who did a presentation for us, and she colored the vellum with the blends markers and die cut leaves from them and also flowers. And so it was really, really cool. So we thought, why can't we do what Stampin' Up! Did in the catalog and go ahead and color the vellum and then punch it out? So it works with punches as well. You can die cut it, you can punch it, you could fussy cut it if you wanted to. You could actually stamp an image on the vellum, just plain vellum cardstock, or on the Vellum Basics that has a leaf, stripe, or polka dot pattern. So I'm hoping that that cuteness will show up on the camera. How fun is that to have the little ladybug have these kind of translucent wings that are colored and polka dots? So super, super cute. So we're going to use that technique. But of course we need some supplies to do that. So the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, we've used that a couple times. It coordinates with that balloon set, remember? Did I already pass that page? I know the paper that I'm using today, it's just really a scrap. It's about 1.5 inches wide by 4 inches long. But anyway, there's lots of bright colors. There you go. That's that page that we're using today, the paper that we're using, to just give a little bit of an accent underneath that black ribbon. I thought that was really cute. So a lot of these papers would have looked really cute with it as well. So you've got lots of options. We've got some black and white paper too in the Zoo Crew, so that would look good on this card. And you could, of course, substitute the lemon lime twist. You could use a blue, a pink, what else? A different color green. So you've got lots of options with the card like this. And of course you've got the focal image, and it doesn't have to be a ladybug. It could be flowers, it could be balloons. Lots of different things that you could do with this layout. So that's the little piece of Designer Series paper. And then I pulled in a couple of different dies. The Countryside Corners we use to make this white background. And again, you could use Designer Series paper if you wanted to. These dies are really cool, and I've used them a couple times now. This large one actually pretty much covers the real estate of the card front. So that's really cool. And you can layer those up. There's lots that you can do with these dies. And I know I've shared them before, but not a lot. So thought that was fun to feature them today. You've also got, several that you can layer, but then you've got a couple banners in the center there. And then this is called the Artistic Die Set. Haven't pulled it out in a while. It coordinates with a really pretty stamp set that's carried over, I think, a couple years now from our annual catalog. So it had this really cool leaf. I wanted a leaf on my card, and I went through my dies. Don't have a punch anymore of a leaf, but I went ahead and cut this, and I was actually able to use just one cut of the die to make both the sample card and the card we're going to make together. I just snipped that there because it's an awfully big leaf, and I think I even didn't need part of it too. So that's cool to use just part of a die cut. And then of course we've got the Hello Ladybug stamp set, which is adorable. So if you have this, pull it out because it's a really fun little set. And if you don't, it is still in our annual catalog along with that Build a Ladybug punch. So you've got her little body and her wings. And really, I got to looking at this, that could have even been some leaves right there. That would have been a good use of that punch. So let's start our project with a lemon lime twist card base. Oh, I did grab a bone folder, didn't I? I think I'm prepared for our video. I thought about doing, it's really popular to do those get ready with me videos. You see TikTokers and people on Reels that do these get ready with me videos where they do their makeup or their hair. I thought I might do one get ready with me about how I set up to do these videos for you. So let me know if that's something that you would like to see. And then I have something really cool to share with you today. Dale got a 3D printer a couple months ago, and he has been working on designing a glue holder for our Tombow liquid glue. So what is really great for somebody like me is he has got a little, what would you call it, Dale? Like a little dimple down in the bottom?
Yeah.
A little dimple. And so I can actually, while I'm crafting, I can put my glue in here, and it actually is kind of sealing that end, and it's not leaking out. So I can leave the cap off and not get all stopped up. So pretty cool, isn't it? And I think if there's interest in those, he can make those pretty much in any color, right, Dee? Quite a few colors, if anybody would like one. So you'll see me using it on my videos. So just in case you're wondering, where did that come from? And I think I'm going to use them in classes. I think he's going to print me up some on the 3D printer so we can actually use them in class. And so if you're local to me, you'll get a chance to see that in action and use it. So I'm really excited about this because you guys know I'm really bad about not putting the lid back on my glue and it gets stopped up, and that would be a great solution and a nice little glue holder. Anything else about it, Dee? Nothing you can think of? Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to adhere our ribbon on before I put this piece down. I think this will be our next step. And the way I did it on my sample is I just took a little Stampin' Seal Plus on either end of that little strip of paper. And I'm not going to go all the way around this Designer Series paper. I'm just going to kind of tack it here in the middle. Run it this way. You know, with Designer Series paper, it's a little bit thinner, so it can be a little bit harder to work with that and get it too tight or too loose. So I'm just going to do it this way, kind of a cheater method where I conserve some ribbon. And I've got another reason that I'm doing it this way, and that is it's going to be much easier to tie my bow separately and add it on. It's going to look better. It's going to lay down better. So because I've got the ribbon on here, I'm going to use just a little more glue than I typically would. And we'll get this situated over on the side of our card. What do you think of it, Dee? It's a cute little card, isn't it? He hadn't seen it until this morning. I think that looks pretty straight. On the bottom. Oops. I'll just keep futzing with it, huh? It has a lot going on. I know this is kind of a busy card, but I just like all of this. Okay, let me set this aside for just a second and let me find my leaves. I've got, like I said, the rest of that die cut. So this one's going to have a little bit more leaf going on in the background, or I could snip a little bit more off of it. I may do that. I may just snip down to this other little junction of the leaves and get rid of a little bit more of that. So we will put a little liquid glue here and a little bit up at the top of a couple of the leaves. I don't necessarily want this adhered down completely. I kind of like a little bit of dimension from the leaf, but I want it tacked down. We're going to pop up our ladybug, so we're also going to have some adhesive from the dimensionals. We'll pop our little leaf die cut on and let that dry for just a minute. And then on this card, I stamped the ladybug, but I think what I'm going to do is just punch it from black cardstock. I think that it's going to look just fine. Either way works, but I thought that that would be cute, so we'll go ahead and punch it. What did I do with my card? Oh, there it is. So we'll put this piece over here. And I know something that I need to do is stamp my greeting as well. I went ahead and just stamped it straight on the card base, and on my sample it's not perfectly straight, but I'm just gonna go with that. Sometimes I think we're a little bit too critical of our stamping.
They are handmade.
Yes, they are handmade. So I'm also changing the sentiment up just a tiny bit. Kind of get my placement. I'll go in this corner again. I have to quit talking while I stamp it. It's okay. It's okay. So it says you can bug me anytime. I thought that was cute. You know, if somebody was having a problem and kind of came to you and to discuss it, I think that would be a cute little card. Anyway, we're going to go with that little sentiment. And we'll glue this focal piece on. Not using my dot not a lot today, am I?
That's okay.
Okay, so then I want to bring this piece to where I have about the same border on this side as I do over here. And we'll work to get this focal image straight. Ooh, now when I turn it upside down, I can really see how wonky it is. That's a, ooh, no. Get back up there. I don't want glue everywhere, Ladybug. Ladybug card, but I have glue everywhere, so I can fix that though. Okay, so sometimes turning it upside down, I can tell better when it's not straight. Now, of course, you can use grid paper as well if you want to. Okay, let's go ahead and do her wings. Now, this is the technique I'm super excited to share with you. So I just have a scrap of that vellum. Again, the vellum basics come with a leaf pattern, a stripe, and a dot. And I'm going to use this section right here to color with my, I think this is dark, no, I think this is light Poppy Parade. So Poppy Parade Stampin' Blends. These are our alcohol markers. They have two different ends, and if you look at the barrel of the marker, you've got a finer tip and a brush tip. Want to use the brush tip. These markers are so awesome, and a lot of times you'll see Dale coloring with them. And I'm not the best at coloring, but these type of techniques I can do no problem. So another thing is vellum does have two sides, you know, a kind of a top and a bottom. I never can really tell with this vellum, so what I did was just colored a little section on either side of the scrap just to see which side showed up better to me. And I really think that this side shows up better when you color it, which would be the back. So I'm going to go ahead and color this section on the back of the vellum. So I'm using my silicone craft sheet just to protect my work surface, and using that brush tip and adding some color to the vellum. Now, you don't have to have it perfect. You know, get some coverage on it, but you don't have to have it absolutely perfect. And I may go back with a little bit more to deepen the color a bit. You could also use the dark Poppy Parade, but I just grabbed the light Poppy Parade marker. And you can see there's a little bit on my silicone craft sheet, which would have gotten on my work surface, so I'm glad that I used that to protect it. Be sure, oops, I don't want to put my glue cap on my marker. Be sure that you cap your markers and you hear that snap so that you're not drying your marker out. And with the Stampin' Blends, you just use a very light touch. You don't have to scrub. That ink just really flows out. Now we're going to use a special drying technique here. Y'all like that? Because it does take just a second for that to dry. But look how cute to have that colored vellum. And now we can take our punch. Let me find it. I realized I didn't finish my ribbon, did I? I just get too excited sometimes. I'm going to take our punch and slide this little scrap of vellum in. Kind of fumbly today. And I think this is going to work. Hold on just a second. Let me come at it from the other side. I'm making this way more difficult than it has to be, aren't I? Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Good.
And we'll just punch those wings out. Set those aside. And I still need to punch a little body out too. I hope I don't lose my wings. So let's just take our black cardstock and punch a little ladybug out. It's cute stamped, but it works both ways. It's going to be just a little bit darker to have the cardstock. So you can see the difference there with the ladybugs. Looks cute. Let me go ahead and adhere the wings on because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them otherwise. I used a little bit of, that would work, wouldn't it? I used a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus on my sample, but I think glue dots would work as well. As I always say, one of the reasons that we tend not to use vellum, I think, is because of the challenge of getting it adhered to the project without it showing, the adhesive showing. So we're going to use some glue dots. For this, it really, I don't think you can see it. Do you, Dale?
No. And if you put it on those dots, it'll make it even harder to see the dots on the dots.
So we'll put this little guy's wings on. We actually had ladybugs, a ladybug problem in our sunroom a couple years ago. They were all over the ceiling. It was crazy. Okay, and then even though I know once the card goes in the mail, it's not going to have the dimension of the wings, but I like to kind of fluff the wings up a little bit. So isn't that just so cute to have that subtle color? This makes the cutest little ladybug. Okay, I've lost my card again. I've got quite the disaster going on over there, don't I? I could go ahead and just put my ladybug on and then finish up. So let's grab some dimensionals. I just got out a new package of dimensionals, and that always makes me happy. Put those guys on, and then we can add our cute little ladybug here. And I've got a little bit more greenery on this card, but it's very similar. Okay, you can bug me anytime. And while I tie the bow, let me just remind you that we have bonus days going on at Stampin' Up. So when you spend $50, for every $50 that you spend, you earn a $5 coupon that you can redeem in August. So we just have until the end of July before that promotion ends. And you can collect as many coupons as you want. And I have exciting news that our kits collection, kits are going to be on sale in August at 30% off. So you can apply your bonus days coupons, of course, when you redeem them to any purchase that you make. But it would really give you a little boost and get even more off on your kits when you use them for that. So just so you know that that's coming. I'm going to use, when I take your pick tool, and I'm going to pop a little glue dot underneath where I'm putting my bow. because my ribbon is just a tiny bit loose there. So we'll just pop that on before we put our bow. And we're going to put that in the center-ish. I think that one loop is a little bit bigger than the other one, isn't it? That's okay. We're going to go with it. And I did that other little glue dot because I'm actually adhering this ribbon to the ribbon that's laid down on the card, and I want to make sure that doesn't pop up. And that way it's secure. But it looks like we've tied that all the way around, and you and I know we didn't, and it just makes it easier to make a cute bow. So now I've got some classic matte dots, and these come in black, white, and gray, and for some reason I have two packages going. What?
I think it's not
oh, vanilla
vanilla
rather than white.
Well, they got white. At
White.
the top,
Oh yes, you're right. So white, vanilla, gray, and black. Very versatile. You can use those for almost any card, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go ahead and use the black ones. And on my sample card, I used 3, and I think I'll do that again. But, you know, just kind of look at how you've got things positioned. This card is very similar to the first one, to our sample, but yet things are in a little bit different place, a little bit more greenery. So this time I think I'm going to go with 2 down here. Oops. Get up there. That guy doesn't want to cooperate. And then we'll pick up another small one and put it right up here. So, you know, just however you like it, whatever is pleasing to your eye. Let's put our cover on our glue. And then that fits back in my glue holder. I love that. And that is our little project for today. Bring that up close again so you can see the little wings. I just think that's such a cool technique. So when Cheryl and I attended the virtual event Creativity Now, we were both just blown away by that technique. And it's fun that you can use it for punching, die cutting, or you could fussy cut something. You could stamp on the vellum. It does take a minute for it to dry, so you have to be patient or use your heat tool to set that ink. But anyway, thought that was a cute little technique, wanted to share with you. Hope you like the card. And then we have a winner for last week's giveaway. I had a package of the masking paper, and this is going to my friend Karen Code. And Karen lives in Florida, and she is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if you're looking for more inspiration, you know, demonstrators love to share. Karen's group is called Karen's Ink to Paper. So if you want to go check out Karen's group, and be a part of hers, that would be awesome. I know she would welcome you. So congratulations, Karen. You're the winner of our random drawing. And so how did she get entered for a chance to win? She just left a comment. She watches every week, and I so appreciate that. But just leave a comment. You can press that like button or the heart button. I said last week it's free to press those buttons. There's not very many things that are free anymore. So throw up some of those hearts and likes. Or you can share the video. So I did have someone last week share that on their Facebook page. If you have permission to share to a group, I would appreciate that. It just lets more people see the video, and hopefully we can inspire even more people. And then this week I have a package of Stampin' Dimensionals. Y'all know that's one of the products that enticed me to join Stampin' Up! 10 years ago. And I just love them. I use them all the time. And so that's our giveaway for this week. So be sure to leave a comment, share, or react to the video, and that will enter you for a chance to win. We'll pull a random name from everybody that does those things, and we'll announce the winner next week for that. Anything else going on? I'm trying to remember. We have bingo this weekend. super excited about that. We're doing that in person. And then in August, we do have a stamp camp, and it's going to be using the Let's Go Fishing Sweet Collection. So masculine cards is what we'll be making. We'll do an in-person event, but the packet will be available to go as well. So if you go over to my Stamp with CT page, you can look at events. It's already posted, all the details about that, and our class for next month is using the Zoo Crew. So we're almost done with July. Next week will be August when we see you again. So we'll finish out this month and head into August. I know it'll still be hot, but we'll make it, y'all. Talk to you soon. Thank you.